Hello, I'm Alex Nkuva. I'm an Agile coach I'm currently working in Switzerland. I work at all around the world. I'm quite international. I was before 1 year ago. I was in the other side of the world in Southeast Asia. So I tried a lot of things, and it's part of. I wanted to talk about a topic that's it's about the quality managers. It's a guy that's, I don't know, me, I notice on a lot of transformation is the guy that is feeling little bit, and after a little bit is positioned to disappear, and he doesn't know if he's going to stay in the company for a long time. At least I saw this in different companies. I work mostly in bank, financial, insurance company. So yeah, that's why I have a feeling that was talking like this. Is there any quality managers on the audience? Yes, one. Okay, cool. So you're gonna come with your feedbacks.
Yes.
I hope so. Yeah. I don't have so many slides. It's a lot of talking, and I expect that people are say how they're feeling and what I'm saying. If we start just to make a topics and starting a topic, I took that definition on internet. Probably it was on the, what's his name, on Wikipedia. So it said the role of the software test managers is to lead the testing team. Test manager play a central role in the team. The test manager take full responsibility for the project success, etc., etc., etc. Is this the definition of your role?
Is that right?
Yeah. So, and then I found this. Probably some of you are already read it, but this it's some guys. I think I found it first time on a magazine called Testing Experience. It's very well known magazine for around testing and everything like this. And someone make an essay on what need to be testing words in Agile world. So you say quality assistance over quality assurance, continuous testing, and etc. and different things. Mostly what is said is I'm okay. It's what we live in the Agile world. But it makes what's happening for the quality managers. Are you working in an Agile environment? Yes?
Yeah.
You apply this?
Yes.
All? Everything? 100%? Mostly? Are you still controlling people?
I manage 6 people. They do their own thing when they need to.
Yeah, cool. So that's cool. Yeah. Okay. So after the topics and find this, yeah. So few years ago, I was on the rooftop of a hotel in Ho Chi Minh City with a bunch of managers and coach. Wang Anfan was one of the coaches. She's a half French, half Vietnamese coach. Currently, she's now in somewhere in France coaching people about holacracy and order thinking and things like this. And we had that genius idea. We say we took a lot of topics on this rooftop. Some really crazy, and one of the crazy topics we were talking, say, okay, what we doing with the quality manager? You know, that guy that is controlling the testers and everything. Because in Vietnam, for example, it's an outsourcing country. And there's a lot of testers, a lot, but really a lot. There's even a company from Seattle that has a lot of his office there in Vietnam, and they are doing only one thing, testing, a lot of testing. So we say, okay, we need to disrupt the ideas. And we come to the ideas that, okay, instead to have a quality manager, let's say if we say that we have a quality coach, someone that will, instead of saying to the people what they need to do and how they need to test, They say how you should do better quality software. Because at the point, it's not testing the software, it's about having a better quality software. So if the quality coach is going to coach developers about how to make a better software, a better quality software, coach a quality engineer to be able to coach his other people in the team on how to be better software, it could be a win-win situation for everyone. So we're thinking on this. And so we say, okay, let's try on our organization, on our customers, and at the time. And at that time, I made a startup, a small company with something 100 developers, and they were working, they were doing software for customers and so on. And for me, it was at the same time, it was my lab. I say, it's cool, I have a lab, I can try a lot of things. So I say, I'm going to try this. So the first things I did it, so I tried. I say, okay, I'm going to hire a tester. I'm going to say, now you're a quality coach. And you're going to coach your team on doing better software. What do you think is going to happen? It's not here, it's not in Europe, it's in Vietnam, in an Asian country. Vietnamese are culture very similar to Chinese. What happened to the tester that became the quality coach? Yeah. Yeah, they ignore him. They just say to him, hey, you're here to testing our mess. And so he was not able to do his job. No one was listening to him. And after a few days, a few weeks, he came to me and said, Alex, I can do nothing. They don't want to listen to me. They ignore me. They say, I'm a tester, I'm here to testing, I'm not here for say to them how to do a better software. I say, okay, so it's not going to happen here. And then I think it's one year after, I was able to invite someone from London, Sandro Mancuso, to come for an Agile event in Vietnam. And they say, wow, that's the idea. I like it. So I say, okay, I'm going to start to bring in the teams people that know what is the quality and understand that a quality coach is useful. It's not here for testing. It's not here for cleaning your mess. So I started to have 1 or 2 developers that we've been trained to be more craftsmanship ideas and mindset and like this. And so the quality coach was starting to be able to do his job, but it was hard. It was not really the cultures was not so good for this. So, mess. So after 4 or 5 years, I came back in Europe. A friend, that guy here, we're all smiling in Flanders. Marc Lemont asked me to come to help him. He has the big job to manage people in the government. He has a government department, and they wanted to make Agile and testing and all the stuff like this, and we needed to change the way they were working. And he has a big issue in 2 years. By the end of 2018, he needed to deliver a product, and it was already something like 8 months that people were talking, not really building anything. So it was a very big problem. So there too, we had the problem of the quality coach. The quality managers been hired there. Here we had a little bit different environment, even if we had Vietnamese. The Scrum Master was a Vietnamese, and one of the product owner was a Vietnamese. And they had, even if they were working in Switzerland, they had the mindset of Vietnamese. So, but that's the fun part. So we tried. Here's the quality manager. So he has the big job of checking the quality of the software. But here what happened is that the team were already applying good practices, a lot of good practices, not everything, and mostly they say to the quality manager, go see somewhere else, don't disturb us. So it was not really what I wished to do, is that have a quality manager, being a quality coach that would help the team and not become feeling that is like an impediment for the team. So not really successful. He's still there. He's still trying to coach the people, but it feels a little bit useless. Sorry to say that. And then now that's what I'm trying. Now I'm working in an insurance, in a Swiss insurance, Swiss private insurance, and we have a quality managers that become, they call him a quality master, to think about Scrum Master. We say, okay, whatever, it will be good. And the guy is really up to all the Agile stuff. And really wishing to come with improvement. He was before 50% of his time to be more, a chapter leader, because he tried to bring some Spotify ideas, and so he started to willing to be more a coach with the team. So we say, okay, let's try it. And last week we did just a small paper storm about thinking about what will be his job. And we come with this. So that's where we are now. And I wish now to have a little bit feedback, because my study about this position is not finished. I wish to learn more about this. So have you any experience? Or I'm going to ask you, you as a coach, what's your experience with the quality manager?
I don't have a quality manager.
No, never. You never had.
No, I had.
Yeah, you had. So
in a previous company, and what I discovered to be a big challenge was that we had a software development manager and a quality assurance manager. And so we had one single team with different managers. So instead of actually having the team focusing on what was right, we had a couple of people doing whatever the software development manager was saying, and the quality guy doing what the QA manager was saying. So instead of actually having one team in one direction, we have the same team in different directions.
yeah. So great. Any other experience? Yeah? Good.
So what we do in the teams I'm part of is that we do a lot of the testing ourselves, but then we have a quality manager, because there are just some tests that we cannot do. We don't have an infinite supply of kits for kits testing, for instance. So, and that is just difficult for us, right, to insource into the team. How can we actually make play tests, stuff like that, without having that as a separate function? And the same with this coaching towards creating better software. Isn't that also the role of a tech lead, or whatever you call it? Isn't it the same? We do peer reviews in the teams I'm part of, so
Yeah.
we always coach each other. And why didn't you do this? And could we do this in a better way and stuff like that? So often, if I write some code, right, then it will get rewritten a couple of times by my peer reviewer, and hopefully we end up with a nice result.
Yeah, but you know what's the definition of a coach? It's someone that wishes to leave the company as soon as possible. Is what I say to the customer. The other day I said to my customer, he say, oh, Alex, how much you feel you need to stay here? And I say, as soon as possible, I hope I can leave the company. He say, what, you don't like us? I say, yes, but if I'm leaving, I'm successful. But I don't wish for the quality manager to leave as soon as possible. I wish more him that as soon as possible is moving and go to see somewhere else in the company on how to improve the quality. It's much better for him. If he wants to stay in the company, if he wants to leave, that's another story. But then you say, yeah, that's the job of the tech leader. Why you need a tech leader?
At the team I'm part of, we don't have a tech lead. We mentor each other and coach each other.
Yeah, so you don't need a tech leader.
No, and we don't have a quality coach either.
Yeah. You have a quality manager?
Yes, to take care of bigger tests that we cannot lift our...
So it's testing?
Yes.
Ah. But it's different quality manager. Most of the time in a huge company, you see quality managers, they're managing a team of testers. And
Tester is a part of Scrum team.
yes.
So how come the tester can be in another team? Because I thought tester should be in Scrum team. The Scrum Master need to be like a servant leader for that team.
Yeah.
So one tester has to report to the quality manager, and he has to be, giving updates to.
So what we do, we say to the quality managers to leave the company.
No, we have quality manager,
Yeah.
but he doesn't manage QA.
Yeah.
What he does is he helps for SIP, but tester is a part of Scrum team.
Yes. The tester is part of the Scrum team. And the quality managers, that must be a quality master or quality coach, whatever is his name, is there to guarantee, no, it's not to guarantee, to share the responsibility of delivering a good quality software. That's his job. He's not anymore responsible to deliver a good quality product. He's here to share the responsibility to the teams. So we need to find a way to work with the team, knowing now that the team have Scrum team, there's a Scrum Master, a product owner in the middle, and everything like this. But maybe the product owner or the Scrum Master, like in the second team I show it there, the Scrum Master know nothing about technical. So it's totally useless on that part. So I was expecting that the quality coach was able to bring ideas on improvement. So it's not managing. We don't want anymore him to manage. One topic we found it was here, be an ambassador of the quality in front of the customers. So the team is working on the product and is gonna come to the top management and so on and be the ambassador, represent the team. Not be the one that have the success as a managers, but be an ambassador. What we found, yeah, it say I need to make report, quality report. This is an impediment for the team. It's boring. It's useless for the team because it's a report that have no value for the team. So you say, I'm going to take on this and make the report for the team.
So if you didn't brought any value to the team, why the need for the report?
Because some guys on the top are still not very agile. That's the problem. We are starting. We were able to have 2 weeks ago. A friend of mine came there to do some mindset, agile being mindset workshop. A full day executive in a room. That was already a big challenge. So they're starting to understand what is to be agile. And they're starting to understand what is the big shits they bring the company. Because it's cool, it's to say, okay, now the company is doing agile, cool. Yeah, but you need to, not only them. So they start to understand. So yeah, they need to make that report. That's just useful for the guys, maybe useful for the guys on the top, but totally useless for the people working on. Yes?
So I was thinking about quality coach as having quite an overlap with perhaps a delivery manager or team leader, someone who can coach the developers as well as the testers to be good software craftsmen. So looking at better quality writing of code, better quality code reviews, better testing techniques, so that the overall quality, it's not just about having better tests, it's
Yeah.
running better software in the first place, having better requirements. So so I can see where it's coming from, but it might overlap a lot with some other roles that are there.
So it needs my ideas. That's my opinion. Is that it needs to use to work with these team leaders, these people that are going to coach the team. It should not replace them. Right. Should be with them. Be like like a servant leader that's going to remove all the impediments and things like this. So like he is working currently to bring, they have a tools, Mobitor. So it's making aggregates of different quality tools. But Mobitor is managed on the main company that is in Bern. It's a few kilometers, some 100 kilometers from where they're working. And we don't want the team concentrate on how to make it work. So his job is to go to Bern, go talk with them, and say, we need to have this working now. So it's going to have he still have his management position, but in regard to the teams, he's on the same levels, he's a servant leader. Yeah.
So maybe the idea of someone who's coaching for software craftsmanship and the equivalent in testing.
Yeah, something like this. Something that Sandro Mancuso say in one of his conferences is the job of the developers is to make that the tester have only one job to do: read the newspaper. You see, so it's like I say, if he's a good coach, then they don't need anymore him. Yeah.
But I don't think that's something we can universally say is true, right? Because sometimes we'll just have things that we cannot test in isolation in a lab or in our workplace. Sometimes we actually need to take it to a field test or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So there, some kind of testing is still needed that lies outside the team.
Of course. When you're working in a large company, then you have a lot of connection with different entities from everywhere, different like this. If it's a distributed environment, it's even worse. So you need to make it work, everything together. And you need to have highest level vision of everything, how it is connected. All the dependencies, just check that the dependencies are still aligned. It's not his job to make them aligned, but be sure that all is aligned and that the integration is done, all the stuff like this. And then you have all, if you see the 4 quadrant testing, mostly it's going to concentrate on the 2 in the left side. No, right side. That's my right. Okay. In the right side of the quadrant, it's about functional testing that are mostly manual, like looking the good looking stuff that the tools will not be able to test, that automation test will not be able to test. So you need to look on this, or everything around performance test that maybe if they're still in the old-fashioned working, to have a lab of testing that they test just once per release or once per year. Stuff like this, we need to concentrate on this so it doesn't bother the team on following all this old-fashioned testing stuff. I answer you? Yep. Okay, cool. Other ways?
I think it depends on the size of your company and the size of your team. So like my teams our test analysts are embedded in Scrum teams. And I'm in a Scrum team as well doing testing, but I'm sort of responsible for quality promotion collaboration across the teams and across the test analysts. So kind of overlapping both the coach bit and the testing, I suppose.
So what are you doing? You're responsible for the quality, or are you sharing the responsibility?
I'm trying to impart the responsibility to the others as well. Sort of thing. So I've got an overview of the projects, but I'm trying to coach the others the same time as testing. So it's kind of coming in from a test analyst role, but doing coaching side of it in that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good, Terry. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Any other experience? Anyone else back here somewhere? In the construction, how is going the testing? No? Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, in construction, we're testing too.
Not really.
It's not true. It's not true. You test.
Maybe someone checks.
The entrepreneur are testing.
Yeah, so maybe.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, we had problems. Otherwise, you had the same problem. I think it was in Miami, the bridge that collapsed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They didn't test correctly the concrete. See? So they need to test too. Okay, so other ideas about?
I actually also had an experience where instead of having a QA manager, we had a QA team tech lead.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much having the line management bit, he only had the kind of making sure that QA was done on a uniform way and a consistent way across the whole teams, pretty much like an evangelist, and making sure that the good practices were in place, although someone else was actually running the team. So instead of being a QA manager, it was just a QA lead or tech lead. Right?
Yeah.
Because, at least in my opinion, I think the QA manager, at least like we are describing, it seems like we are trying to solve two problems. So one is the line management bit. Okay, so who is going to make the performance reviews, who's going to make sure that people get a fair raise and so on and so forth. And the other one is how can we make sure that as soon as you have like 10 Scrum teams, they're all doing the same sort of regression, the same sort of testing, they use Jira the exact same way.
Yeah, and so on and so on. Yeah, good. Otherwise, anyone you there, sir? Yeah, you.
Yeah, we have an independent QA manager. I'm the Scrum Master. We have testers in our teams who work with the team to deliver sprint commitments, but the QA manager applies consistency for using tooling and strategy and approaches, and he has a line manager responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Someone else? No? No more experience?
I think for multiple teams, it's better to have someone like QA manager or QA coach if it's like multiple teams, because not every team knows what other teams are doing, and so when the whole
That's a problem.
integration.
You have another problem than the quality managers. If other team doesn't know what the other teams are doing.
Well, they know what they are doing, but when it like all three pieces get together, then there should be someone who can test end to end and like system integration testing or that kind of testing. So it's better to have one person who is responsible for that.
So you need a responsible. You not need someone coaching them.
Responsibility and coach, yes.
I'll let you answer.
Like 3 months, we want someone to fire if something goes wrong.
Oh gosh.
So that's why we need a QA manager, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a bug in production, we need to fire just one guy, we can't fire 10, so thank God we have a QA manager.
We put a QA for, so we have someone for firing. So I'm not gonna like to the position. I'm sorry, if you hire me as a quality coach, I say no.
Don't worry, I'm not going to fire anyone, don't worry.
That's another problem. But I would say, okay, for the quality coach, what we'll need to do on your team is mostly to assure that people have one mind problem that everyone is doing with Agile. It's called communication. They communicate between them. Yeah, you have a train? Okay.
Is there an equivalence here with product ownership? So the product owner obviously owns the business part of the software you're delivering. Maybe the quality manager, quality coach owns the quality of the application being.
Shouldn't everyone own the quality?
But the quality coach can also do things like prioritize quality or set the standards, set the agreement to what quality looks like. The same way a product owner might determine what features look like.
So they can help influence definition of done, for example.
Sure. Yeah. What level of testing do we need at this point?
Yeah.
How many bugs are we allowed to have in live in deployment?
So is an agile coach the owner of Agile?
Sorry?
Is the agile coach of an organization the owner of the agility of that company?
Not the owner, I would say, but more the person who knows,
Champion, again.
the person who's making sure it's being done well.
Yeah, I think I would feel reference to something bad. It's called ITIL, ITIL. Okay, it say that you have a process owner. It's not the owner that's he owns the stuff. It's the person that will be sure that people will follow the process. So I think it's mostly that the idea.
Sure. Like a Scrum Master is someone who's the process owner of Scrum.
Yep.
You might have a security manager who is doing that for the security aspects of the website or whatever it is.
Yeah.
A quick comment. So we've said quality a lot of times in this room in the last 45 minutes, right? But what is quality? Is that end user perceived quality or is it developer perceived quality, right? Because developer perceived quality is, oh, that is a really nice data structure you use there, brilliant. Whereas end user perceived quality is something completely different,
Sure.
right? That is what experience am I actually having here or not having? And maybe that differentiation is really important in this discussion, right?
Yeah.
Because from what I hear, the quality coach is more like developer perceived
No.
quality.
No.
So what about experiences? Experience design.
But as you say, the problem is that the developers, if you just think about the developers, most of the developers will see the quality of their code. It's been nice design, feeling this. It's good. It is good too. But the quality coach has another insight. He sees something else that they don't see, or most of them they don't see, I would say. So he's going to coach them to see the quality not just as how it's been designed, the code, but to bring the quality so the customer is happy too. That is what we expected, between what is the right things and the right, what it's called says, what Dave, I don't remember his name, the guy that wrote, that made BDD. Dan North, yes, Dan North, thank you. Yeah, I say it's the difference between the right things and do the right things and the thing right. So developers are going to make the thing right, mostly. And what the quality coach needs to bring is do the right things and not the thing right. That's true, you need to keep, but you need to bring the other part too. So how the developers will understand how to test, not just test the green line, but test other sides. So it's going to probably sit with the developers and do some pair programming, but it's more pair testing. So they learn together, to work together. Things like this. Maybe think about work with the team too. So the team is testing strategy. Developers know which tools or how they can do something, but maybe they don't know what are all the different testing. Like the team I'm following there, I say to them, I say, how about explosion test? I say, what is this? Yeah. Every morning, half an hour, play the stupid guy and try to break your tools, your application. that doesn't need to be doing MIT or whatever university. You do just a stupid guy. In the morning, it's very useful. You don't drink the coffee, so you're stupid. And it's working. Say, yeah, but I'm not tester. But I ask you to be stupid. Can you do this? Say, yeah, okay, so you can do explosion test. It's already good to do this. Yeah, think about different things that are not known by everyone. Yeah, check in the morning on Mobitors the quality and say, okay, oh, that junior team, the continuous integration server is always red. Oh, I need to go to them and start to coach them about quality mindsets. What is to have? They understand that the continuous integration server is it's like their live monitors, and they need to be green. If you go to a hospital, a clinic, and it's red, how the doctor know if you are alive? Yeah, so change their mindset, understand a mindset of quality. And this could be the job to bring to these people. I agree that this could be the job of the Scrum Master. It could be the job of team leaders, and so on and so on. Yes, I agree. But not every company have this. Like one of the company I say to you before, the Scrum Master is not coming from the technical part. He has no clue on how to test and how do software and things like this. It's useless on that part. Completely useless. Also, yes, he can coach the team, how to think and think and think. But like in a company I went, still have time? Yeah, 5 minutes. A company I was, thank you for the 5 minutes. I went in January in a bank in Europe. They hire 100 coach for making the transformation. And when I arrived there, I was not there at the beginning. I came in January. It was something like 6 months after they started that big bing bang coaching idea. And I arrived there, and there were people, coach, they were waiting after 2 months that the team imagine, oh, what is to be agile? And they were not helping them to be a little bit faster, to have performance. So, of course, the business was starting to be very nervous after 2 months. Having a bunch of people not moving, not improving, and everything. So if you have coach or Scrum Master that doesn't bring that quality, that show how to do this, I think it's the quality coach that we need to bring. Think about this and bring ideas in the retrospective, guide the team on thinking about how to make better quality software, and so on, and not just thinking about the team happiness and fun. It depends on the company, of course. If you're in a company that you have Scrum team alone, not working as multiple Scrum team, then it's different. When you have multiple Scrum team, like for the last one I'm here, there are 3 teams working together for one product. So they have dependency problems and so on and so on. So yes, the teams are testing their stuff, they're delivering. But how they know how we test when we integrate everything? So the coach is gonna start to coach them on about thinking, okay, you tested your part, but we need to go beyond this. The point is to deliver a solution, not deliver a piece of the application. Someone needs to test that part. So it's mean the team, because when you deliver your sprint and you need to integrate between the other teams, there's no one after that. So that could be the job of the quality coach, to assure that people are doing. Yes?
This is a provocation, but so if
yes, I like provocation.
Would we need testers?
Huh?
So if we have a QA coach coaching the teams to do their proper testing, right?
Yeah.
Why would we need testers?
I don't like testers. I feel it's no need to testers. The thing is that
Really? No need for testers?
We're all developers.
All right.
I prefer developers.
Testers, in my experience, because I used to be one years ago, have a different mindset from developers.
Yeah.
And I think
Can-
they give you that extra, you think of the customer. Developer thinks, I've done a great story, on to the next.
Yeah, yeah, but you know the thing is that I tried with the tester. We have the tester and then this the teams, and something it's sure is when you have testers on the team, the developers they just push the responsibility of the quality to the testers.
It used to be in waterfall, but surely in a 2-week sprint, you get the team as a whole make the commitment to take the work on and deliver it in 2 weeks. So you're empowering the team to work together to deliver that.
But there are many teams out there where the developers go out, develop tester, you test it out.
Yes, you're lucky that you have a team.
Definitions are done. So
Definition of ready, definition of
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. I've built it, and then you test it, and if you finished and no bugs, that's done.
As a tester or even as a Scrum Master, I wouldn't accept that. Then I just
Why not?
Because it's not done.
Because they're not working as a team.
Yeah.
So then it's up to the coach to make them work as a team.
Scrum Master. That's
Respect.
right. And one of the ways you do that is by saying we're not having any job titles anymore. You're all developers.
Or engineers.
Yeah. You can all test.
Yep.
You can all develop. You can all do anything as long as the software's coming at the end to the definition of that.
We've got developers who will testing tasks, but still work with the QAs at the very end to basically make sure they've applied that different mindset into, instead of making sure that it passes the tests, make sure it fails the ones that we're expecting it to fail. So test it to pass, test it to fail, test it to error, in a sense.
Sure.
Yeah. So that will be the quality coach to come and bring this.
So to your question, at the moment you don't have to have testers. You just have to have developers, but that encompasses everybody.
Or team members.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you might have.
You put one title, developers, finish, no discussion.
Yeah. You
It's
might
not
have
just
a
a
quality.
team, isn't it?
Huh?
It's just a team on the
It's a team. It's a squad dev, a team of developers.
But you might want to have. But in that case, it might build the case for having a quality coach to make sure that those people know how to do testing properly.
Yeah.
Actually, you have the same problem with the front-end developers and back-end developers.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the same story. It's the same story. But the thing is that what you need is to have T profile. That's what's important. Just have an expert testing and expert developers. Not really good.
Well, we're changing our roles from QA to developers in test and hiring accordingly to get the individuals with the right skills to do those roles.
Right. Yeah. But go that a little bit further than just say developers.
What it says is that it's like in some teams what it says is that okay, it's no problem. There's the guy that is better in testing, but the moment we need to test is taking the lead. I like a lot about emerging leadership. There's one moment we need to test. Okay, the guy that have more knowledge about testing is taking the lead in the team, and everyone is testing together, and so on and so on. That will be much better.
But we can only in the team test it so far. At some point we just go to a point, okay, so now we've made it as ready as we can, and then we need to test it with kids or in a classroom. And that is not something for me as a developer can do. I'm not trained to handle kids.
I know you're not, but maybe on the team someone wish to do this. Or maybe the product owner. I don't know. Anyone in the team. Let's look at is to someone want to test with the kids. Yeah, I want it. Okay, cool, go ahead.
But there's so much psychology in with testing with kids, right? Because they're often not random, but close to.
Yes, but they are the best testers,
Yes,
the
they are
kids.
cool, to be honest.
But don't conflate your skill set with the role. You know, so you might not have the right skill set.
I know.
So volunteering for that might not be a great idea because you might not have the skill set. Whereas someone might, or the organization might have to, or the team might have to say, we need someone to go and test with the kids, but none of us can do it. Who can do it?
and also organizing kids tests is difficult. And okay, can I borrow your classroom and your class for an hour?
Yeah.
That requires some planning.
But I think that job is the job of the product owner, maybe, or the quality coach or whatever, that gonna prepare the environment, and then let's go, let's have fun, let's try it, let's play sometimes outside of your comfort zone.
It's like penetration testing.
Yeah.
You don't normally have a penetration tester in your team because you don't do that often or that much or just once.
But in theory.
But you do it at a hopefully later stage outside of the team's remit.
Okay, so thank you. I hope that you liked the topics. It was a little bit non-conference style, okay? But I liked chaos. I like it, my thing. So here's me. I have a lot of things in front of this, but mostly I'm part of the Agile Swiss community and the Vietnamese community. Two parts of the world that sometimes I'm in one side and sometimes I'm in the other side. So the best way, I don't give my phone numbers because I don't know if I'm in one side or the other side of the world. So maybe you can reach me in one number and not in the other one. So my phone numbers, and anyway, you can find me on LinkedIn. Okay, thank you.